What new thing can I say about the Viltrox 28mm f4.5? Just that it's billed as a full frame lens, but it makes much more sense as an APS-C lens. If you've already got a big full frame camera, what's the point of saving space by putting on a tiny little lens? It looks silly. If you've got a big full frame camera, the whole point is to get really top quality pictures, and this isn't the lens to get you top quality. No, the virtue of this lens is to make a slim camera even more portable. So if I put this on the A5100, that's yet another reason for Sony to update the lovely slim A5100. Now I can even put it in the bag that I usually use for an RX100. Look at that, tiny little package that you can wear and forget about. It won't be much good for vlogging. You won't get many selfies out of this. Here's a photo taken at arm's length. But it does get you the kind of focal length that people use for street photography, so-called street photography. So here are a few taken in the street. The other thing I would say to anyone who's thinking of getting this lens or has already got it is definitely update the firmware. When I first got it, it did suffer from hunting, but I updated the firmware and then it got better. And you shouldn't try doing that from a PC, by the way. You've got to install the Viltrox app on your phone and then connect the lens to the phone by Bluetooth, or I suppose you can connect it USB-C to USB-C. Also, I think there is a bit of darkening towards the edge of the frame. Here's a picture taken on full frame of the sky, and you can see it darkens significantly towards the edges. I'm not sure that it's that much better on APS-C. Here's the same photo taken with an APS-C camera. Of course, if you use it with APS-C, the field of view is narrower. Here's a photo taken with full frame camera. Here's a photo taken from the same position on APS-C. Even though the aperture isn't particularly wide, you can get a bit of background blur. Sony does also make a 16mm wide angle lens that fits APS-C cameras, and it's probably about that size, but I've heard that it isn't much better than the kit lens, which goes down to 16mm. The problem with the A5100 as it is it only takes 1080p video, and it does tend to overheat when it's taking video as well, which I'm sure could be improved with modern sensors and electronics. Also, it doesn't have a microphone socket. The other good thing about the A5100 is that it has a true flip-up screen. No nasty little cantilevers to bend or break. But I think there's now a hole in the market for this kind of slim, interchangeable lens camera in the Sony range, because the ZV-E10 Mark II is significantly bigger and thicker and bulkier than this. So Sony, update the A5100. Give us a really slim, portable, interchangeable lens camera.